Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to the Vechain video from CoinsKid. If you're not a subscriber, please do smash that subscribe button and also like the video and share the video on social media, Twitter, wherever you can, just to bring more awareness and help others in the channel as well. Okay, there. Thank you very much for all your contributions to the channel. Thank you for all the really nice comments as well. I really do appreciate those comments. So yeah, we'll dive into the Vechain video now. Okay guys, so you can see yesterday we was anticipating a bit of a blow off top. You can see that the blow off top did come, we did correct down, and we actually wicked down below this level here. We were targeting a correction. I think it was a Fibonacci correction if I'm correct. We were targeting a potential Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, so with Vechain, and we were targeting a bit of a blow off top there guys, and it did come down to that level that we were targeting. It actually wicked down below it, so that was a great buy zone there. We've not had that EMA test that we're looking for though guys, to be honest with you. You can see we've had that EMA test there, we had that blow off top there, we come back down, corrected, went up again, formed this very dead cat bouncy type pattern where you failed to take out that previous high guys. You see when you got a high there and then you got lower high, so it's basically goes up, comes down, dead cat bounce, and then falls. Okay, so we may potentially be looking at that right now, you know, a rinse repeat of this larger correction there. This is the daily time frame for Vechain. Okay, so you may be potentially looking at something like that. Not necessarily, but we may be. I just want to make you aware that you're potentially looking at something like that. You can see the MACD up here is really overextended there. The RSI is in the overbought trajectory there. It's sitting just above. It did have that correction, that curl off that cool off that we were anticipating. You may see Vechain roll over a bit more here and come into the mid level, okay, of this RSI, reset as it did here, and you may see us come back, fall through this 20 EMA, which is this, okay, and this red 55 EMA, come back down, get the retest before we move on again. Okay, so basically a rinse repeat of what we've seen here in this correction, which was towards the end of February. Okay, when we had that large correction there, come down, retest these levels just here. You may be looking at a retest of those levels just there guys. So potentially, you know, we are looking at a rollover possibly, moving on a bit, and you can see that particular correction there, we had that correction, got brought back up again, but then got rejected again, and that entire correction, if we can measure that now guys, so from the initial point of the top there to the retest and the reversal there happened over 16 days. Okay, so you may be looking at a very similar thing here where we had this top here, okay, and then we're going to come down and we're going to correct over 16 days, get a retest of that 55 EMA there guys. You may be looking at something like that. So we'll zoom in for you guys. So, and this is perfectly healthy guys as well. Okay, you want to see this. I did say to you, you do want it to cool down a little bit. Okay, because it was painting a beautiful pattern, but you know, all good things come to an end. It might not necessarily end. We might keep marching on here. Okay, it might be a minor correction, but what you do, you target previous patterns and previous price action as possible future price actions. Okay, so this painted this correction here. This correction worked out beautifully. The top, come back down, the dead cat bounce and retest, fell through the EMA there, the 20 EMA on the daily time frame, corrected, got the nice bounce off to 55, refueled those rocket ships with 55 gallons of fuel. You can see I had 1, 2, 3 tests of the 55 EMA there. You see those wicks, they were retests, but you can see in the entire time there, really bullish candles. This is called a bullish hammer, where we get the buying pressure step in and pushes the body of the candle up. So you can see it was really bullish, but obviously the correction was there, and you may be looking at that similar sort of thing here guys, where we've made that high, we're going to go down a little bit, we'll potentially get the test off the 20 EMA here, so you may see Vechain come down to about 7 cents, get the bounce up, fail to make that new high, then get rejected again and come back down and test this 55 EMA on the daily time frame over 16 days, roughly a consolidation again, and a refueling of those rocket ships to take us to the new high. So potentially you could be looking at, you know, a mid 7 cents Vechain token over the next couple of weeks if we do actually come down and get that correction. Okay, failing that, you may just say that this is a minor correction and we just marching on again and we are moving up towards Mars. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep you updated with Vechain guys. I'm just trying to be real with you, and I could say it's going to the moon, it's going to the absolute Pluto and all that, but what you do, you look at previous action, and it will sort of not necessarily guarantee future results, but it does give you an idea of where the support levels are in this move, okay? Because as you can see, we've never had an EMA retest since we formed this bullish cross on the daily time frame for Vechain here on the 22nd of November. We formed this thing called a bullish cross, which is where the EMAs cross each other. We had a slight retest just there, and it got the repel there. So that was a good, healthy thing, that thing there that we had. I know it looks bearish, but that's actually just a retest of continuation, a refueling of those rocket ships, and then marching on, guys. So you could even be looking at something like that, where the price action falls under the EMAs here. We have that larger correction just like there, and then it's perfectly healthy, honestly, guys, until we form a bearish cross on the daily time frame, okay? When the red line crosses the yellow line, sort of like this, okay? I'll try and show you. When the red line crosses the yellow line, so until you get something like this where the EMAs cross like that, that's called a bearish cross, I would remain bullish on Vechain, okay? And you know, until you form that, that's when we look bearish and we're looking for a big trend reversal, guys. And as you can see, we've not done that. We've not done that since November, so that's really good. But it's definitely not off the cards. It's definitely something that can happen, and it's happened many times before in a bull market, okay? The thing that we do target on this channel is a bearish cross on the weekly. If you form that bearish cross on the weekly time frame, then I do expect we are entering a bear market. But what you may see here is a calling off, coming down to these EMAs, bouncing off the EMAs, probably a repel of the EMAs as well, guys. I like to call this is called an EMA retest, where we see the price action slow down, the EMAs sort of catch up, and it's sort of repel each other and then push on again. Very, very similar to what you've seen here for Vechain, okay, guys? That there. So where we went up and we come back down, and the EMAs are coming together in a retest just to confirm the uptrend. Get that retest, a little squeeze together, and a push on and a bounce on. So that's effectively what you may be looking at for Vechain, okay? If Bitcoin was to correct any more. Failing that, you know, we could just get this simple EMA retest and keep marching on now for Vechain, because on the 4 hour it looks so beautiful. So we're looking at the 4 hour then, and you can see that we've already retested the 55 on the 4 hour, okay? We got that wick off it, got that bounce off it. But on the 4 hourly now, you can see that it's kind of running out of fuel a little bit, okay? You've had the rollover just there. It's rolled over, come down, corrected. And it looks quite bullish at the moment, I know that. But what it's doing, if you look at it on the 4 hourly time frame, guys, the price action is coming up and it's hitting its head on the 20 EMA, okay? So it needs to get above that, because otherwise what happens here, it starts to put downwards pressure, okay? And you will see us come down and hog this level of support there, okay? And as this 55 EMA creeps up as well, you may see us fall through that on a larger correction, coming down to test those EMAs on the daily time frame, which again would be perfectly healthy, guys, okay? Failing that, what could happen here, and this is a possibility as well, anything's possible in crypto, but you can see it is hitting its head. It's acting as a level of resistance now to get back through that 20 EMA, okay? So you could say that, okay, we are currently going to be caught in a mini downtrend, so to speak. On Vechain, we are going to get caught between these EMAs for a little bit, a level of consolidation, and I'll show you where that happened before, okay? So just here is where we fell through the EMA there, okay, on the 4 hourly time frame. So basically a very similar pattern to this, where you've gone through and then you're hitting your head, okay? You get above it a little bit, but then you fall through again and you're hitting your head, and you form something called a bearish cross on the 4 hourly time frame, which sees you pull down and have that correction. And that level there, that is a triple bottom, as we spoke about yesterday in the channel. That triple bottom is really, really strong support, okay, for us to keep marching forward for Vechain. And then this was just a stairway to heaven, okay? But it has had that cool off, it has had that blow off top that we were anticipating in the channel. You can see from that it has fell through the Fibonacci levels as well, guys, because this I said to you, this is one big impulsive move, and the bigger the impulsive move, you see a potential bigger correction. So if we look there, you can see that it actually did wick below the extension there. So it did actually wick below the original impulsive move, which again is quite bearish. But we are being bought up, okay, and we have come back and we are hitting ahead on the 0.5, which is where the 20 EMA sits. So at the moment you can see that we are going to get caught in this, okay, and we are going to sort of crab and consolidate more before we get that next leg up. It's all on Bitcoin as well, guys, okay, because if Bitcoin now bounces and carries on going, then obviously the whole market will carry with it. And if Bitcoin gets rejected and we see a further correction in Bitcoin, then you will see those alts correct as well, guys. So I will keep you updated with Vechain every day, okay? Because I'm getting really good feedback on the videos, and I know you guys like to keep updated. It is a serious project. It's making strides, so I will keep you updated. And you know, I did say to you in yesterday's video and in a video the day before, we were potentially looking at a blow off top. I don't see into the future, guys, but sometimes, you know, you can get a gist for when the market is overextended and a correction is coming, okay? But Vechain is a serious project. It potentially may stand aside from Bitcoin, okay? What you may see, and this, you've always got to anticipate things in crypto. What you may see is Bitcoin come down, consolidate, correct, and you may see the alts, and especially Vechain, bounce. It's had a really good bounce already. It's been doing really well, okay? And there's no reason why that wouldn't continue, okay, in this whole movement, in this alt season that we are anticipating on the channel as well. So, you know, you could just see the 55 EMA retest, and you could see us push through this 20 year. If we get through this, guys, this is really good, by the way. I'll just tell you, if we do get through this, okay, this 20 EMA, and we push up now, and we get a bounce, you will see us fall back to it. And that would be a great buy zone if you're not already involved in Vechain, because that would give a positive outlook to Vechain moving forward. Okay, that the fact that we get through that, come back test it, you could see us march on. And you will see that backtest if you was to get through it, because again, you just backtest support. When you're up against something, you keep testing its resistance. When you get through it, you always see that backtest of support, guys. Okay, so I always tell people in the channel, you know, if you're looking to enter, always enter a retest of the EMAs, especially a 20 on the 4-hourly time frame. If you can target that, guys, and put your buy entries in there, then you'll be doing okay. So that's Vechain. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like the video there, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Vechain video for you guys.